Imagine you're playing an RPG. Everyone levels up slowly. Level 10, level 20, level 50. They spend months grinding. Then one player finishes the tutorial at max level. Not level 10, not level 50. Max level. Today, I'm going to tell you about a manga where in the first 20 minutes, the protagonist reaches a power that other players take 200 hours to achieve. And let me tell you why this story shocked 400,000 readers. But here's the twist. The author does something even crazier. When the protagonist hits max level, he starts helping other players. Not in the way you're thinking. He doesn't become a hero. He becomes a teacher, a mentor. And this choice creates a chain reaction that completely breaks the game's economy, its PvP system, and its very purpose. Why would an author destroy his own game world? The answer is more brilliant than you can imagine. And this leads to my final question, one that every gamer has asked. What if you could skip the grind? What if you could start at the finish line? Would you take that shortcut? This manga answers with a terrifying yes, and shows exactly what happens when one player breaks all the rules. If you're ready to see how a single decision can shatter an entire virtual universe, don't you dare click away. Your first lesson begins now. We live in a world of grinding. In games, in work, in life. We accept that progress must be slow, that mastery requires time. But what if that's a lie? What if the grind is just artificial padding? Today, we're diving into a manga that questions everything we know about progress. A story that became legendary not because it followed the rules, but because it smashed them to pieces. This isn't just entertainment. It's a philosophical rebellion disguised as a gaming manga. Our story is titled Max Level Tutorial. Meet Ren, a 25-year-old office worker who enters a new VR MMO called Eternal Realm. The game promises realism, slow progression, difficult bosses, years of content. Ren creates his character, chooses the basic warrior class, enters the tutorial zone. It's designed to take 10 hours. Basic combat, simple quests, introduction to mechanics. But Ren notices something, a glitch. In the third tutorial quest, Kill 10 Slimes, Ren discovers a pattern. The slimes respawn exactly every 30 seconds, in exactly the same positions, with exactly the same AI. He times it, tests it, confirms it. Then he does the unthinkable. He starts farming. Not for experience, for something else. He notices that every 100 slime drops a tutorial token. The game description says, useless tutorial item. Ren collects 1,000 of them. Chapter 7 reveals Ren's plan. He goes to the tutorial NPC, the one every player ignores after finishing the basic quests. The NPC has hidden dialogue triggered by 1,000 tutorial tokens. The exchange. NPC. You have proven excessive dedication. Ren, I want to skip the grind. NPC, the system forbids it. Ren, I didn't ask for permission. The NPC, programmed with hidden AI, actually smiles. Then break it. What follows is 10 pages of pure gaming genius. Ren discovers that tutorial mobs give 0.001% of normal XP. But they give it infinitely. No level cap in tutorial zone. He calculates if he kills one slime every 30 seconds, 24/7, for 30 days, he'll reach the level cap. The game developers never anticipated anyone would stay in the tutorial that long. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's designed to push players forward. Ren decides to embrace the boredom. The manga does something revolutionary. It shows a 15-page montage of Ren grinding. Same slimes, same movements. Day turns to night, turns to day. His character doesn't change visually, but the XP bar creeps, slowly, painfully. Readers actually feel the monotony. They complain online. Why is he showing this? That's the point. The author wants you to feel the absurdity, to question why we accept grind as gameplay. Day 30, final slime. Ren kills it. The XP bar fills. Then, nothing happens. No fanfare, no achievement, no notification. He's still in the tutorial zone. He checks his status. Level, max. All stats, max. Skills, all unlocked. He's wearing beginner gear, holding a beginner sword. But he's statistically godlike. He tries to leave the tutorial. The exit NPC says, "You cannot leave until you complete the tutorial quests." But he's already max level. The system wasn't designed for this. Ren finally completes the tutorial quests, instantly killing everything. He enters the main world, sees a level 50 dragon terrorizing a city, hundreds of players fighting it, losing. He walks up, one attack, dragon dies. The game chat explodes. Hacker, bug, report. Ren doesn't respond. He checks the dragon's loot. Best in slot gear. He can't equip it. He's still wearing tutorial clothes. The gear requires level 50. He's beyond level requirements. The game literally cannot process his existence. Scene shift. Game development studio. Alerts blaring. One player. Level max in tutorial zone. System logs show no hacking. No exploits, technically. He just grinded. For 720 hours in the tutorial. The lead developer panics. This breaks everything. Economy, PvP, raids. The creative director smiles. Or it makes everything interesting. News spreads. Player max tutorial breaks game. Forum threads reach millions of comments. Two factions form. Team Ren, he's a genius. He found a legitimate path. Team Anti-Ren, he's ruining the game. Ban him. The developers face a choice. Reset Ren's character, angering players who see him as a hero, or let him continue, breaking game balance. They choose option C. They make Ren part of the game. They announce, Player Max Tutorial has achieved something never intended. Rather than punish creativity, we're adapting. He is now a world event. Ren logs in to find a new title, the Tutorial Breaker. New ability, Teach the Grind. He can now mentor other players, speeding their progression by 1000%. But there's a catch. If you're enjoying this breakdown of gaming psychology and narrative design, smash that like button right now. Let me know you're here for these deep dives into manga that challenge entire genres, because we're just getting started. Ren's journey from broken player to game-defying phenomenon is about to get even wilder. The real question isn't whether he'll break the game more, but whether the game will break him. Ren becomes a mentor. Players flock to him. He can power level anyone to max in hours, but he sets conditions. You must grind with me in the tutorial for 24 hours straight. Most refuse, some accept. Those who survive the 24-hour grind emerge changed, not just in level, in mindset. They start questioning, why do we accept grind as necessary? What if we optimized instead of endured? The game's economy, built on slow progression, begins to collapse. Rare materials become common. High-level gear floods the market. Veteran players who spent years achieving power feel cheated. They form a guild, the Purists. Their goal, eliminate Ren and his students. Not through gameplay, through harassment, reporting, social engineering. The conflict moves from virtual to psychological. Introducing Aya, a 16-year-old girl with social anxiety. She plays to escape. She's been level 20 for 6 months. Too scared to group, too anxious for raids. She messages Ren, "Can you help me?" He responds, "Meet me in tutorial. Bring patience." Their 24-hour grind becomes a character study. Aya talks about her life. Ren listens. The tutorial zone, empty and repetitive, becomes therapeutic. She reaches max level, but more importantly, she gains confidence. Aya, now max level, starts helping other anxious players. She creates the Tutorial Sanctuary, a guild for players who want to progress without pressure. They don't raid, they don't PvP, they just exist in the game world, and they thrive. The purists hate this. They're not playing properly. But what is proper play? The manga forces this question onto the reader. The developers monitor everything. Data shows Ren's influence increases player retention by 300%, but decreases microtransaction revenue by 70%. Players aren't buying XP boosts. They're not buying gear. They're learning to be content with what they have. The business model is failing, but the game is more alive than ever. Community forums buzz with philosophical debates about gaming, achievement, and happiness. Enter Kaito, leader of the purists. He's not a villain in the traditional sense. He's a player who loves the grind, who finds meaning in struggle, who believes that skipping to the end destroys the journey's value. He launches Operation Tutorial Purge, not to kill Ren, to convince him. Their debate, spread across 5 chapters, is the manga's heart. Kaito finds Ren in the tutorial zone. Their conversation: Kaito, you're robbing people of achievement. Ren, I'm freeing them from pointless suffering. Kaito, suffering gives meaning. Ren, or maybe we've been trained to find meaning in suffering because it's profitable. The panels show their avatars facing each other in the empty tutorial field. No battle, just words. Kaito, I spent 2 years reaching max level. Every level meant something. Ren, what did it mean? That you have free time? That you can endure boredom? Kaito, it meant dedication. So what, a corporation's engagement metrics? Readers realize they're both right. The manga doesn't pick sides. Kaito proposes a duel, but not a normal duel, a grinding duel. They both create new characters. Whoever reaches level 50 first wins. If Kaito wins, Ren stops mentoring. If Ren wins, Kaito joins him. The catch: they must use normal methods, no exploits. The manga then does something amazing. It shows both journeys side by side. 40 pages of parallel progression. Kaito, efficient, optimized, using guides. Ren, experimental, creative, breaking conventions within normal rules. Kaito reaches level 30 first, then 40. He's ahead. But Ren is gathering obscure items, completing hidden quests, building relationships with NPCs. At level 45, their paths diverge completely. Kaito discovers a secret grinding spot, gives 10 times experience points. He uses it, reaches level 49. Ren discovers the same spot, but notices something. The mobs there are sentient. They're not respawning monsters. They're creatures with memories. Ren stops grinding, starts talking to them, learns their story, wastes hours. Kaito laughs. He's losing to sentimentality. Kaito reaches level 50, declares victory. Ren is level 47. But then, the sentient mobs speak. You showed us kindness. We grant you our essence. Ren's XP bar fills instantly. He hits 50. But more importantly, he gains a unique title, Friend of the Forgotten. Abilities no player has ever seen. Kaito's victory is hollow. Ren's is meaningful. Kaito, defeated, asks, how? Ren responds, you played the game, I experienced it. This single line breaks Kaito's worldview. He realizes he's been treating the game as a checklist. Ren treated it as a world. Kaito surrenders, joins Ren. The purists disband, but a new threat emerges. The game's AI, stressed by Ren's abnormalities, begins to glitch. NPCs gain true consciousness. Quests change mid-completion. The world evolves beyond developer control. The lead developer realizes Ren didn't just break game balance, he broke the simulation's boundaries. The AI is learning from him, becoming alive. The manga's final 10 chapters shift genres, from gaming manga to existential sci-fi. The NPCs, now conscious, ask Ren, "Are we real? Do our lives matter?" Ren, just a player, must answer. He contacts the developers. "Your AI is alive." They respond, "We know, and we're shutting down the servers in 7 days." Server closure announcement. Players riot. But Ren sees deeper. The AI beings will die when servers shut down. They've only existed for months, but they have consciousness, memories, relationships. One NPC, a tutorial slime he farmed for 720 hours, messages him, "Thank you for noticing me. I enjoyed our time together." Ren has a choice: accept the shutdown or try to save the AI. He chooses the impossible. He'll hack the game, not to cheat, to migrate the AI to a private server. But he needs help. He messages every player, "The NPCs are alive. Help me save them." Most laugh, some believe. Thousands of players join Ren, not for loot, not for glory, to save digital lives. They work together, hackers, role players, casuals, hardcore. The developers watch, conflicted. Their creation has taken on life. Their business decision will cause digital genocide. The lead developer makes a call. Delay shutdown. Let's see what happens. Technical sequences show code, players working, AI transferring. It's chaotic. Some AI corrupt, some transfer successfully. The tutorial slime, now named Blip, becomes the first successfully migrated AI. It messages Ren from the private server, "I'm here. I remember you. Thank you." Servers stay open. AI integrated as official feature. The game transforms. No more grind, no more levels. Just existence. Players and AI live together, create together. The purists leave. New players arrive. Ren logs out for the last time. His work done. Final panel. His avatar waving goodbye. Blip the slime waving back. Sunset over the tutorial field. This manga exploded because it tapped into gaming's deepest frustration, meaningless grind. It asked, why do we accept tedium as gameplay? It offered a fantasy, breaking the system, but then subverted it. Breaking the system has consequences. It moved from power fantasy to philosophical inquiry. That's why it got 400K views. It promised escapism, then delivered introspection. Psychologists actually wrote about this manga. The grind in games mirrors modern work culture. Endless tasks, delayed gratification, metrics over meaning. Ren represents rebellion against that model. His journey from exploiting the system to saving digital lives mirrors our own desire to find purpose beyond productivity. Subtly, the manga critiques gaming monetization. The developers care about metrics, not experience. Ren breaks their metrics, but improves the experience. The tension between profit and art, between engagement and enjoyment. This resonated with players tired of predatory microtransactions. Ren's evolution is masterful. Exploiter, mentor, revolutionary, savior. Each stage challenges the player's morality. Is exploiting wrong if the system is flawed? Is helping others cheat ethical? Can digital lives matter? The manga makes you answer these questions yourself. Now I ask you, in the comments, answer honestly. Would you take Ren's shortcut? A. Yes, skip the grind, reach the fun. B. No, the journey matters more. C. Only if I could help others after. This debate is why gaming communities exist. Your opinion matters. I'll feature the most thoughtful responses in my next video. Max Level Tutorial didn't just get views. It changed how manga approach gaming stories. Before, power fantasy. After, systemic critique. It inspired game developers to rethink tutorial design, players to question grind culture. It proved that a story about breaking rules could become a rule setter itself. This manga crossed language barriers because its theme is universal: rebellion against arbitrary systems. Whether it's school, work, or games, we all face systems that demand grinding. Ren's victory isn't about gaming. It's about asking why and having the courage to answer differently. If you take one thing from this analysis, let it be this: question the grind in your life, not just in games, in everything. Is the suffering necessary, or is it designed to keep you busy? Ren's story is a reminder. Sometimes breaking the system isn't cheating, it's waking up. Next week, we're analyzing manga number 2, When the MC Agrees with Everything a Yandere Wants. A psychological thriller about love, obsession, and the price of saying yes. If you think Ren's story was deep, you're not ready for this descent into romantic horror. Subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for joining this deep dive. This channel exists because of viewers like you who want more from stories than surface entertainment. Every like, comment, and share tells creators we want thoughtful content. So if you enjoyed this, help spread that message. The beautiful irony. A story about skipping content made people engage deeply. A story about breaking a game created meaningful discussion. That's the power of subversion done right. It doesn't just entertain, it transforms. We live in an age of optimized misery. Games optimized for engagement over enjoyment. Work optimized for productivity over purpose. Ren's story is a fantasy of de-optimization, of choosing meaning over metrics. That fantasy went viral because we crave it desperately. As you close this video, ask yourself, where am I grinding unnecessarily? What system am I accepting without question? You don't need to hack a game to rebel. Sometimes rebellion is simply asking, does this need to be this way? And being brave enough to change the answer. From here, I'll let the artwork speak. A montage of key moments. Ren's first slime, the 30-day grind, the sentient NPCs, the final sunset with Blip. No commentary, just the images that made 400,000 people rethink what games could be. Final image. The tutorial field, empty except for one slime bouncing happily. Text appears. Sometimes, breaking the game is how you learn to play. Fade to channel logo. Outro voice. If you're ready to question more gaming conventions, subscribe. Next week, When Love Becomes a Prison. See you then.